What's up, guys? Welcome to my channel. I am going to be discussing this budget. So I have been a little busy, but I have been really wanting to drop this video that's long overdue about how I do my monthly budget. So we are going to be looking at the one and only Every Dollar app, because I do use the Dave Ramsey budgeting tools to run my monthly budget, or as I like to call it, my monthly financial plan. So I thought I would walk you through the steps of how I do my June budget. Shout out to Zoom. I'm using Zoom to host this video since this is something that I think could be really beneficial. I'm going to be running my budget with you all together. Let's get started. So when I run my budget, I actually do not do a monthly budget. I do a bi-monthly budget because I like to, number one, see what my money is doing twice a month by checking bank statements, and also just looking at what I spent versus what I projected to spend. Number two, I have been working overtime as a first responder, so my take-home pay is often a little bit more than what's projected, but because I don't know what that pay is going to be, I'm going to be living off of less so I can save more. So I'm just going to run my numbers as if it's one paycheck. So when you log into the app, you will see that when you log into the Financial Peace University page, you will see an option to click on Every Dollar. And just to show you, I signed in by going to Financial Peace University. That's right on the first page. And then I go to the icon budget. And then after that, it takes a while to load. It's beautiful green screen. It's the color of money. And then it says from Ramsey. It's loading. I'm wasting time. I'm trying to. Probably going to edit this part out. But anyways, once it loads, it leads you to this page, which is the Every Dollar budget. And we're going to go to the month of June to get us started. So because this is a bi-monthly budget, I'm only going to put the money I make for one paycheck. I probably could, I'm going to bring home a little bit more, but because I don't know what that number is, I'm planning to live off of less. So when you look over to the right-hand column, it has all the categories that I automatically put in for myself. Yes, I have an adulting tab because that's just stuff that randomly comes up. So for one paycheck, I'm bringing home $1,894. I lost a few side hustles when COVID-19 hit. So my biggest side hustle has been working overtime as a first responder. That number could be a little bit more, but we're just going to work with what I normally get paid per month. So I'm at $1,894. So I go ahead and I put that into paycheck one. I could put paycheck two in, but I like to look at my budget twice a month. Therefore, I'm doing a bi-monthly budget. There's an option to have a favorites tab. The favorites tab is kind of based off of I think it's based off of what you commonly pay into. And there were other things here, but I think I might have deleted them and kept offering, emergency fund, and giving. So I'm actually going to put the tithe in right now. And my tithe is always 10%. I talked about tithing in previous videos. And my thing is, even if you aren't a Christian or you aren't a person of faith, you don't have a church, or you are a Christian and you just don't have a church, you don't have to give to a church if that's not something you want to do. But the purpose of giving is, for me, is that it makes me less stingy, and it opens up my heart, and it reminds me that my money is not 100% mine. My money is a tool used to build up my community. So even if you aren't a Christian, go ahead and work on giving anything really to a local organization that you love. It could be something as simple as the Pet Society, which I've totally made that up. But anything you're passionate about, go ahead and give something, even if it's $1. For me, I give 10% of my income to my local church, which, as you can see, yes, I go to one church, LA. So $194, that's 10% of my take-home pay. When Tutors LA is actually the tutoring business that I started back in November. Occasionally, I do give to myself, which is the business I started, but like I'm gonna leave that blank right now because I have some unexpected expenses coming up that I expect. Yeah, I know what I just said. And then offering, I with offering, guys, like you tell me what your opinion is. I give my offering based off of what's on my heart for that month. I don't really know what that's gonna be. Sometimes it's $30 for that paycheck. Sometimes it's more. I don't know. It kind of just depends on what I have left to save. So we're gonna leave that blank for now, and I will come back to it. My emergency fund is really cool. So if you hover to discover and you have this Dave Ramsey financial peace plan, you can actually go in and add your emergency fund, which I won't show you how to do in this video because I only have so much time. But hovering to discover, you see that in my emergency fund, I have saved since COVID started $5,002.98. I have aggressively stopped paying off some bills since COVID came, for mainly because my job was talking layoffs, and I was like, oh no, this girl will be ready. So I am actually planning to have an emergency fund up to $8,000 by August. I will do a whole nother video about why my emergency fund is so big, but a lot of it has to do with just like my job being threatened and me kind of being in a situation that is a little bit unstable as far as like living goes. So that's that. Next is the mortgage and rent. So again, guys, this is a bi-monthly budget. So I'm just going to take half of my rent. My full rent that I pay, I do live in a 2-bedroom apartment with a roommate, and my half of the rent is $1,150. So half of $1,150 is $575. We're about to see how good y'all are at math, okay? And as far as housing goes, AT&T is the internet service, and my half is $35. When you scroll up, you can see how much money I have left to budget for the month, and it looks like it's $1,095. I should be reading off of this paper. Okay. So judging off this paper, actually, internet is not due for this by monthly cycle, so I don't have to put it in yet. The next thing that is due, though, under housing, it's not gas. That's not due this cycle. Fuel. So for transportation fuel, I don't know about y'all, but like gas has gone down. I will say, disclaimer, I have a Prius, so I was spending $160 a month on gas, but now just looking at what I've been doing, I've been spending $100 a month on gas. Don't come for me, guys. I have a Prius, so gas is a little bit cheaper, and like because of the oil war between, I guess, Russia and Saudi Arabia, I don't remember the other country, the price of oil has gone down, but it is slowly creeping up. But I'm gonna say for 2 weeks, $50 of gas, which has been about what I've been doing. And then next up, to create a label. My light came on in my car, so we're gonna put this under what's called repairs and oil change / tires. So it's time for my oil change. I go to Jiffy Lube, and Jiffy Lube was $89 and some change. So I'm gonna roughly budget about $95 for that. I am a free spender. I'm not a nerd. For those of you who've taken Dave Ramsey's class, you know that means numbers are important, but like not that important. So I'm gonna estimate $95 for that. And food category, which is groceries, I call it survival food, LOL. But for my groceries, for 2 weeks, I spend about $100. Pause, this does not include eating out, okay? So there would ideally be a second category for eating out. And for 2 weeks of eating out, I'm gonna give myself $60. So when let's change that to $75, you know what I'm saying? I will have a phone plan, a phone bill coming up, and it is $56.50. So I have a Metro PCS plan. I do not believe in having contracts for plans, for phone plans. I don't do them. I don't want to do them. I have horror stories with them. I don't like not being able to get out of a contract. They tend to be more expensive for no reason other than like they can just charge up the wazoo. So I have a prepaid plan where I buy unlimited minutes and data every single month, and it's through Metro PCS. My service is fine, and it's $56.50 a month. I do not owe money on paying off my iPhone. I recently bought an iPhone for cash. I mentioned that in one of my videos that I recorded that I haven't posted, so never mind. But I don't owe any payment plans on my cell phone at all. Every cell phone I have, I've bought it in cash. So anyways, if we just scroll back down through the list, we're gonna go into lifestyle. Now I already have a category for internet. It's AT&T, so I'm gonna change this to Target. I usually give myself $65 a month for Target, and so I'm gonna do my Target run now for this pay period. Also under lifestyle would go like any other items that I like to buy for myself, like Sephora. I like Camille Rose. Things which are usually things that I don't need, I just want because I need a pick-me-up. But it would be those items. So whatever it is, it could be Walgreens, CVS, or anything, but my to-goes tend to be Target. Not so much Sephora, but like Camille Rose. Sometimes I'll run out of hair product, and that's just what I use for my fabulous tresses. So we're gonna leave those categories blank. And if you scroll up, you will see that I still have $763 left to budget. So let's keep going down the line. So under this health category, which I tend to like, I have therapy right here, which is usually $10. But seeing how I didn't make my appointments yet for June, I don't think I'm going to get a session, but we will go ahead and put that in anyway. The unexpected expected expense is actually my dentist. So my dentist called me 2 weeks ago. They tried to get me in that very next day, and I'm like, I didn't budget this. So my appointment is supposed to be around this pay period, and it's going to be $120. Gosh. I usually have orthodontist, that's the ortho, but I have since paid off my beautiful teeth. I did have Invisalign, but I no longer make payments to that, so actually we can delete that. And normally there would be a gym category under here, but like seeing how COVID took my gym membership, cool, I'm almost over it. That category no longer exists. Next, I have identity theft insurance, and it is through Xander Insurance. That is recommended via Dave Ramsey's Financial Peace University, and it's incredible because they send me monthly check-ins of like how all of my accounts are looking, and if there is something faulty on there or something shaky, they let me know, and they will help to remove it if they find something that's not supposed to be on that account. So that's probably a separate video, but that's $6.75 a month. So like if you don't have identity theft insurance, like just do it. It's so cheap. Next is disability. I do pay into disability, long-term and short-term. It's not something that I cut off when I started my get out of debt journey. So it is through my job, but that's roughly about what I pay for this. So that's disability. I will go ahead and erase that part because that's not important. I have $594 left to budget. So I am not making payments on my student loans, so that's going to stay zero. Small commercial break. So for those of you who haven't heard, if you have loans via the Department of Education, they have actually stopped all interest payments and put them at zero. And that's planned to be there until October. So for the month of now until October, their interest payments are not necessary, unless you want to keep doing that. Personally, I had stopped making payments on my stupid loans, Freudian slip, on my student loans, to pay off credit card debt and my car. I paid off the credit card debt. I paused payments to my car so I can build up my emergency fund, which is a whole nother video. So currently I'm not making payments on my student loan. Toyota still gets my money, however, and I pay $158 every paycheck to Toyota, which is a total of $316 a month, which is the price of my car note. But because this is a bi-monthly budget, we're cutting that in half, and that's about $158. Let's see if I got everything. I have everything. We're just gonna, again, I'm going off the monthly cash flow plan, so I'm gonna make sure everything I need is in that plan, is on this Every Dollar app that's in my plan. So $189 go to my tithes, which I have that. $575 goes toward my rent, which I have that. And then I don't owe anything for internet just yet. I don't owe anything for gas. That's my, household gas. Transportation for 2 weeks, it's about $50. Yes, I really spend $25 a week on gas. If you don't believe me, ask my Prius. I also have about $95 for repairs, which is my oil change coming up. My light is on. And then for groceries, I do $50 a week for groceries. Yes, I do, guys. I really do just spend $50 a week on groceries when I go into the store and buy my groceries. When I do Instacart, not so much. I haven't figured that out yet, but maybe I'll do another video on shopping with Instacart on a budget. And then Metro PCS, that's my cell phone bill. It's $56.50 a month. I will do another video about how that has saved me tremendous amount of money. My lifestyle is Target. I allow myself $65 a month to spend on Target, and yes, I really do adhere to that. I got the receipt to prove that I adhere to that. And then other lifestyle that may not be important all the time are the places I like to shop for my self-care items, like Sephora, Camille Rose, which is a natural hair care line for women. And then Kaiser Permanente is $10 for therapy, which I have that, and $120 for my dentist. And then I also have identity theft insurance, which makes sure that nobody's stealing my identity via my credit card. Or I'm sorry, I don't have credit card, my debit card, because we don't do credit cards, guys. And then, or in like other accounts, like my medical card. You can really add anything. I'll do another video on Xander. And then my disability is $32.34. And then my car, which is $158. Yes, I want to clarify that my Toyota is a debt. Is my next debt in the snowball that I would be paying off if I wasn't saving, which brings me to my next option. All this money that I have left to budget is actually going to go into my emergency fund, which is $436.41. And once I do that, it's an every dollar budget because I have my budget made to zero. So that's pretty much how I run my budget. Run your budget, run your numbers, visit his page, and let me know.